Have you heard the legend of the Chosen One? A hero destined to battle fate, but this time, fate is not what you expect. A demon princess, not only powerful, but born to annihilate you. She is the embodiment of darkness, a nightmare from which none can escape. Yet, unexpectedly, you have turned the tide. How can you defeat one born to destroy you? Prepare yourself, for this story is unlike any other. Embark on this breathtaking journey now. 1. The demonic princess's mandate and the reversal of fortune. The demon princess's mandate, a being engineered for annihilation. Born and raised in darkness, the demon princess was destined for a singular path: conquest, domination, and the annihilation of any who threaten her power. Origin and destiny. From birth, she was trained and programmed to believe in the absolute nature of her strength. She perceives the world not as a place of opportunity or growth, but as a battlefield where the strong subjugate the weak. Methods of rule. The demon princess rarely needs to fight. Her presence alone inspires terror. She rules through fear, forcing opponents into submission before they can comprehend the situation. Past enemies have systematically succumbed. They do not resist, but simply accept defeat. Unbroken rule. The demon princess has never faced true defeat. She believes all encounters conclude according to a familiar script: fear, submission, and disappearance from her path. She never imagines that someone might one day break this pattern. An unexpected reversal. When the hunted shows no fear, the established order was disrupted upon the princess's encounter with the individual designated as the Chosen One. The anticipated scenario, fear, submission, or flight, failed to materialize. Instead of the expected reaction, the Chosen One remained impassive, neither attacking nor retreating. This unexpected stillness defied the princess's established protocols. For the first time, the demonic princess experienced a profound unease. Her absolute dominion, previously unquestioned, was challenged. A fissure appeared in her unwavering self-assurance. The question arose: why does this individual exhibit no fear? The resistance offered was not one of physical force. There was no overt defiance or counterattack. Yet, the Chosen One's unwavering presence and resolute will proved an insurmountable barrier. The princess, accustomed to absolute control, found herself powerless to influence this individual. Her customary methods of intimidation and manipulation proved utterly ineffective. This unprecedented defiance represented a significant threat to her established authority and control, forcing a re-evaluation of her previously unshakable dominance. The Chosen One's unexpected resilience exposed a vulnerability within the princess's carefully constructed reign of terror. A vulnerability she had never before encountered. The significance of this reversal lies in the shattering of an unbroken cycle. For millennia, the demon princess operated under an unshakable belief system: her invincibility. This, for the first time, was profoundly challenged. Victory was not achieved through superior strength, but by forcing her to confront her own inherent doubts. From destroyer to the destroyed, she arrived intending annihilation. Yet it was she who underwent a fundamental transformation. This was not a mere defeat, but a complete inversion of everything she held sacred. This event constitutes a pivotal turning point. This was not merely a personal confrontation, but a cosmic event, a significant shift in the balance between light and darkness. Your presence challenged not only her personally, but the very system and laws she embodied. The implications are far-reaching, signifying a potential fracturing of established power structures and the dawn of a new era defined by the questioning of long-held, unquestioned truths. The princess's unwavering belief in her own invincibility, a cornerstone of her power, was irrevocably undermined, leading to a profound and potentially irreversible alteration in the cosmic order. This is not simply a narrative of individual conflict, but a cosmological realignment, the repercussions of which remain to be fully understood. 2. The princess demon's internal transformation. Initially, absolute self-assurance and unwavering conviction reigned. Before encountering you, the Chosen One, the demon princess adhered to an unwavering ideology, leaving no room for doubt. Her identity was immutable. She believed herself a supreme being, born to rule and annihilate the weak. Failure, or even meaningful resistance, held no place in her worldview. Her power structure was predicated on subjugation. Previous adversaries fell easily before her strength. Eliminating protracted conflict. Understanding her opponents was unnecessary. All obeyed a familiar law. Fear begets submission. Choice was an alien concept. She never questioned the possibility of change. For to exist, in her view, was to conquer. Her thinking was rigid, devoid of introspection or self-discovery. However, this unshakable foundation began to crumble upon meeting you. The initial fracture, when the strong cannot control the weak. The event that irrevocably altered the demon princess's psyche did not stem from a fierce battle or a physical defeat. Instead, it was a novel impotence, an experience entirely alien to her, the disorientation of confronting the inexplicable. You did not fear, did not recoil, did not adhere to the predictable script she had come to expect. Your gaze lacked the telltale signs of terror, a phenomenon she had never before encountered. The recognition of your difference. The demon princess began to perceive that you were unlike anyone she had ever faced. Your composure was not a mere act of defiance, it was an entity impervious to her power. In that instant, a question arose within her mind: if I cannot induce fear in this being, then what, truly, is the nature of my strength? This unprecedented encounter shattered the foundation of her self-perception. Built upon the absolute dominance she had always exerted, the inability to subjugate you exposed a fundamental vulnerability, a chink in the armor of her assumed invincibility. The princess's established paradigm, predicated on the predictable response of fear and submission, was irrevocably challenged, forcing a profound re-evaluation of her power and its limitations. The unsettling realization that her strength was not absolute, but contingent upon the fear of others, initiated a crisis of identity that would profoundly shape her future actions and perceptions. From confusion to self-doubt, the darkness is no longer absolute. The demon princess attempted to continue the confrontation by any means she knew, employing various psychological tactics, sowing doubt, assaulting the mind, and manipulating through fear, yet to no avail. Her once ultimate weapons proved ineffective. She recognized her loss of control for the first time. She could not manipulate the situation. More alarmingly, she could not control herself. Her emotions fluctuated, an unprecedented occurrence. A profound question arose. Have I believed a falsehood for so long? Initial rage fueled further attacks, but anger could not quell the underlying unease. Each assault only amplified her sense of powerlessness. The moment of realization, when doubt becomes certainty. The greatest shock, she began to understand that fear was not true power, but merely a tool she had used to control others. With this tool rendered ineffective, who was she truly? The demon princess's true fear, previously believing fear to be supreme. She now found herself consumed by it, not because of you, but because of the growing doubt within. You did not defeat her, you forced her to confront herself, a far more terrifying prospect than any defeat. Irreversible self-awareness. She could attempt to ignore this feeling, but the truth had taken root in her mind. She recognized her transformation, whether she willed it or not. 3. The profound significance of the confrontation. The conflict transcends mere warfare, it is a clash of ideologies. Initially, the demon princess believed in the absolute supremacy of power, the strong rule. The weak submit. Fear, to her, was an omnipotent tool. She controlled all through terror, subjugating every opponent. The world, in her view, allowed no alteration. Everything was predetermined, with her as the immutable ruler. Conversely, the chosen one espouses a diametrically opposed philosophy. True strength resides not in dominance, but in resilience. Fear is not the sole human motivator. Faith, courage, and free will also hold sway. Everything is mutable, even destiny. This fundamental opposition transforms the conflict into an ideological struggle, surpassing a purely physical battle. The demon princess not only battled her opponent, she battled herself. Following a protracted confrontation, a disquieting realization dawned upon her. Why did this adversary exhibit no fear? Why did her usual methods of intimidation fail to subdue him? If fear was not her ultimate weapon, then what truly defined her power? These questions were not merely fleeting moments of confusion. they ignited a profound internal conflict. Previously unshaken in her self-assurance, she found herself, for the first time, questioning the very essence of her being. The princess's invincibility, once absolute, was shattered by the realization that her strength possessed limitations, a terrifying prospect previously unknown to her. This confrontation forced a profound self-assessment, revealing a stark truth. Her true enemy was not her opponent, but the insidious fear residing within her own heart. The unwavering confidence that had fueled her reign was now challenged, forcing a critical examination of her methods and motivations. This internal struggle, far from weakening her, served to illuminate a path towards a more complete understanding of herself and the true nature of power. The philosophical implications of this conflict between two individuals center on a fundamental question: from whence does true power derive? The demon princess asserts that power resides in the capacity to control and subjugate others. Strength, in her view, is defined by the ability to instill fear and demand unconditional obedience. This perspective, however, is challenged by a contrasting viewpoint. True power does not lie in dominance, but in the unwavering resilience to subjugation. The truly strong individual is one who maintains their integrity and autonomy even when confronted by overwhelming might. This inherent strength, this refusal to yield, presents a significant challenge to the demon princess's established worldview. For the first time, she encounters a paradigm of power that directly contradicts her deeply held beliefs, forcing a reconsideration of her fundamental assumptions about strength and control. The conflict, therefore, transcends a mere physical struggle. It represents a clash of ideologies, a fundamental disagreement on the very nature of power itself. The princess's inability to dismiss this alternative conception of strength underscores the complexity and multifaceted nature of power dynamics, revealing the limitations of a purely coercive approach. The confrontation served as a crucible, forcing the demon princess to confront her deeply ingrained assumptions. Initially, she perceived the battle as a mere formality, a simple exercise in eliminating a perceived inferior, consolidating her power, and maintaining her undefeated streak. However, the anticipated outcome failed to materialize. Your resilience shattered her complacency and compelled her to grapple with an unprecedented realization: the possibility of her own fallibility. You were not merely an adversary, you represented a profound challenge, a catalyst for a transformation she could no longer avoid. This battle transcended a mere contest of strength. It became a critical examination of her capacity to transcend the limitations of her own rigid ideology. Ultimately, the conflict ceased to be a battle of annihilation and instead became a catalyst for profound self-awareness and a necessary awakening. The very nature of her existence was called into question, forcing a re-evaluation of her core beliefs and the path she had so confidently followed. 4. A message for the Chosen One. The Chosen One is not merely a hero, they are a catalyst for transformative change. Initially, the Chosen One might believe their mission is solely to defeat the demon princess, equating victory with the eradication of evil, and envisioning an end to conflict upon the princess's demise. However, their journey reveals a far more intricate reality. The antagonist is not merely an individual but an entrenched system of archaic thought, governed by darkness and fear. True victory is not the annihilation of an adversary, but the positive reformation of the world. The Chosen One transcends the role of warrior. They embody hope and the promise of a better future. Therefore, the paramount directive for the Chosen One is this: their mission is not destruction, but creation. The Chosen One must understand the profound implications of their actions, recognizing that the true battle lies not in physical combat, but in the ideological struggle against oppression and the insidious forces that perpetuate suffering. The path to victory demands not only strength and courage, but also wisdom, compassion, and a deep understanding of the complex societal structures that must be dismantled and rebuilt. The Chosen One's legacy will be defined not by the number of enemies vanquished, but by the positive and lasting impact they have on the lives of others and the enduring transformation of the world they inhabit. There is no preordained destiny, choice is the ultimate power. Numerous narratives of the Chosen One depict protagonists bound by prophecy, shackled to a predetermined mission. They must fight, they must conquer, they must adhere to fate. However, the confrontation with the demon princess presents a radical alternative. What if you had a choice? Can you shatter the established paradigm and forge a new path? Is victory inextricably linked to death and destruction? What transpires if you defeat the demon princess, but choose not to kill her? Perhaps redemption is possible. Perhaps you can demonstrate that no one is truly bound by destiny. Perhaps conflict does not necessitate a bloody conclusion. This presents a second, crucial message for the chosen one. Power does not reside in the passive acceptance of fate, but in the active creation of one's own destiny. The narrative arc traditionally dictates a singular, violent resolution, but this framework is inherently limiting. A more profound victory lies in challenging the very foundations of this predetermined narrative, in demonstrating the potential for transformative change, and in recognizing the agency inherent in every choice. The true strength of the chosen one lies not in fulfilling a prophecy, but in transcending it, in forging a new path that prioritizes compassion, understanding, and the possibility of redemption over the simplistic, destructive path of predetermined conflict. What constitutes true victory? Initially, the definition appears straightforward: defeating the demon princess, saving the world, and fulfilling one's mission. However, the complexities of conflict reveal a nuanced understanding of victory, encompassing multiple dimensions. Firstly, there is the physical victory, the vanquishing of the demon princess and the cessation of her threat. This represents the tangible, immediate triumph. Secondly, a more profound victory lies in the realm of the intellectual and spiritual. This involves a transformation of the antagonist's perspective, leading to a recognition of her errors and a renunciation of her malevolent path. This represents a victory not merely of force, but of understanding and compassion. Finally, and perhaps most critically, true victory demands a triumph of the human spirit. It necessitates the resolute avoidance of succumbing to the very darkness one combats. Defeating the demon princess while simultaneously embracing the cold indifference and nihilistic pragmatism of war constitutes a profound defeat. True victory, therefore, is the unwavering adherence to one's ideals, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. This principle underscores a crucial message for the chosen one. While the transformation of every adversary may be unattainable, the conscious choice to remain uncorrupted by hatred remains within one's control. The preservation of one's moral compass, even amidst the horrors of conflict, defines the ultimate victory. You are not the sole agent of global transformation. Narratives frequently center on a singular, chosen one, portraying them as the pivotal force behind all events. However, reality dictates that no individual can unilaterally affect universal change. They can, at best, initiate it. You may vanquish a demonic princess, yet this does not guarantee an immediate utopian outcome. You may extend forgiveness, but universal consensus remains elusive. You may strive to alter another's path, but ultimately, the individual retains the autonomy to determine their own trajectory. Therefore, the crucial message for the chosen one is this: while the burden of universal salvation is insurmountable, you possess the capacity to ignite the transformative spark. Your actions can serve as a catalyst, inspiring others to join the cause and collectively contribute to a more desirable future. The weight of the world should not rest solely on your shoulders. Instead, focus on igniting the flames of positive change, empowering others to participate in the ongoing process of global betterment. Thus, the one destined to destroy you is defeated. However, a crucial question remains: is this true victory, or merely the prelude to a far greater conflict? What do you predict will transpire? Is the demon princess truly reformed, or is this merely a calculated maneuver within a larger scheme? Share your analysis below. Remember to like and subscribe for future updates. See you in the next video.